Hey, what's going on? And welcome to the Working Class Traders, man. We here. Got a new one for you. We're gonna talk about what the market is today. Before we get started, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our channel as we, plan to bring you videos every single day um, of reacting to what the market's looking like today, outlooks for the next day, and then any questions that you guys have that you guys will want us to talk about and discuss. We are here for it and we will keep that information going. Um, Today was a weird day, and we'll start with ES, and I'm on a 30-minute chart here, and I pulled it up with this nice D-shaped profile we had for today, but it was extremely weird. It was a very quick day for me. I didn't do anything after 10 o'clock, to be honest with you. It was a nice trade that I definitely would have taken part in, but I was pretty much done and I had reached my goal for the day. So I didn't take it. But I'm going to talk about what I did take. So, as you guys see overnight, which yesterday I talked about this area, that 5578 area, looking hopefully we could break that area in above, get back to test the highs of yesterday, right? And then see what we could do with this 5600 area. Well, as you can see, we pretty much just played in this area until about 8 o'clock this morning, and we had the drops started happening, and then boom, kind of consolidated here, and then this candle, which was the open. Um, what I did was I got in here. Once we broke this area, this level, this is where I got in, and I took this level down to here. Now, as you can see, it literally came down to another level, and from there started going right back up into our range from overnight. But I didn't take this trade. I didn't take it. I thought about taking it, but at that point I was like, there's absolutely no need. And I knew mentally if I took it and I lost, then it would probably have played with me mentally, and I probably may have taken another trade. Um, you know, and then next thing you know, I'm half of what I was already, up for the day. So I'm like, all right, nah, we're not gonna take it because it came strong and not really sure. So I just hands off. I was done for the day. But I would have taken it because it definitely hit a level here, and I would have taken it at least to right here, and tested this. Because honestly, if I would have been playing, this is where I would have tried to test the short. And as you guys see, that would have definitely been a loser. Because it literally kind of boasted up. Um, and so, yeah, I might not have made it, or I would have just kind of broke even on this trade. But the better trade would have been to see if we got above, and then now this support would have returned into resistance, and then now you could have taken that trade up. But right here would have been the better trade to take. Like I said, I didn't take it. I took part of this drop here down, so that was a nice winner for me. What would I be looking for on ES for tomorrow? And two, any new levels? Actually, no, I don't have any new levels. As you can see here, kind of the same. We still have not broken above here, so um, I don't have any new levels to test. But what I am going to do is, at this point now, I'm going to remove that level. There's no sense of having both of those levels, close together. So I'm looking once again. I'm looking for the possibility of the breakup. Um, will we break up, and will we get back above 5,600? Um, that's what I'm looking for. If not, then I'm literally going level to level that I have and seeing what we do. So just like right here, if I was to take a trade, I would have taken it to here, and then I probably would have had my first target, and then this would be my second target. Excuse me, and then this will be my full target. right here, or it just depends on how hard it was coming. I may just start trailing this one and then continue to move this to see if we test the lows. It just all depends. Once again, just like I say, I do not, I do what the market gives us. I do not try to predict. I'm not, Aristotle or any of those guys. As they say, I'm just a regular guy. So whatever the market gives me is what I'll be looking for, and that's kind of how I'm gonna, move. Let's go into NQ. I know we really don't do NQ much. We don't really talk about it much because I know Jordan doesn't really, trade this one. I do. I trade NQ sometimes, and so NQ was also a great mover here. And so this morning it was kind of one of the same things. For me, I took the short here. I took a little heat because it came here, and I got short here when ultimately came up here, but my stop was back here. So came here, shot down here, I peeled out, and then what I did was I trailed it, and so I ended up getting out like around this area. So it was a strong winner for me there as well too. Came down here, pretty much almost a double bottom, and then kind of like ES, it just started shooting back up. So I took the short, and that was it. And so I do have a level. I would definitely add, you know, this low here. That's going to be something nice to make sure that I pay attention to that low. And then once again, coming back, it's kind of the same thing, looking to break up in here and see if we can to start pushing up further. If not, and we start to push low out once again, it'll be the same thing. I go level to level, so just like if I had got short right in this area, I'll be looking for here, and then I'll be looking for here. And then if it broke through there, I would just literally trail it from there to see how many more levels it would go down and test. But that's it. Super, super simple. For me, NQ, great mover. We had a great range today. Like I said, I was literally done by 10 o'clock. And so at that point, I watched for a little while and seeing how these played out. But once again, I didn't take it, back up into this range. I was done. All right. Let's go to oil. All right. Oil actually has some great plays as well too. As you guys can see, how it literally was just coming down overnight. And this area, right, the low of yesterday became, the support area for it to, it could not break above. I was looking for it to, possibly break above here to then go back and test that 60.44 and see if we could push back up into this area and go back and test up, which it didn't. The low, it just would not, break above the low of yesterday. And then, at 11:30, it just from there just dropped. It just continued to drop and make lower lows. And now we're down here. So this is going to be extremely interesting because we are starting to really get lower here. And let's go to the daily. Go here. And as you can see, we are really breaking down. This 57 area is where we're looking here to have 57.62 to have support. But I mean, it also broke that area and came all the way down here. So I'm going to mark that area. So if we break this area, because as you can see, it kind of did a little slide. We break this area over over the long haul, we could be coming down here to test this area. So I guess we'll see. This is going to be interesting because we are definitely on the downside, and we have a lot of levels in here that we need to see. So we'll see what happens there. Y'all know how I am about oil. I'm not huge about it. I don't really trade it that often. Honestly, I trade it when it's slower. When other markets are a little bit slower, then I kind of look more here. But yeah, I'm not going to really be a player in oil unless we break these lows. Once we break these lows, then I'll be looking to the downside. Or if we get back in here and and test some of these areas, this is where I will be looking at support here. If we can break back above this like 59.19 area, then I'll be looking long again. But until we do that, I'm pretty much looking short if I was to be a player. All right, let's get to my boo, my little boo boo, my little baby. um, Gold. I traded gold again today. I typically, that's one of my go-tos, my bread and butter. Um, is gold. As you see, it had a nice drop overnight. Just kind of played around in this area, and then finally overnight it dropped down. And so where I was a player, I wished, right, I could have been a player in this area, um, but I wasn't. I was a player in this area. So when we broke above, I came back and took the test here, and I rode this up into this area. So this was a big trade for me, today. So I rode it up into this area, and I was pretty much done. So those were the trades that I literally took. And as you can see, of course, it was 8 o'clock. I wasn't yet watching. If I was, I would have took this trade right here, um, tested that level right there. But I wasn't looking at 8 o'clock in the morning. So, but once again, like I said, it definitely worked out. Big trade for me. Um, Ended up being a nice winner there. So what am I looking for? Kind of pretty much the same thing, man. This is the beauty when it comes to levels trading. I'm looking at my levels. Um, And so, what I would really like for it to do, because we didn't punch up, I would love for it to, get above here. The high of overnight, to get back above here, and then start to kind of test this area. This is my line in the sand. Um, Hopefully, at some point we break back above here, and then we can really start to push up. But if not, I'll be looking for it to break this area. If we can break that 3,300 area again, then I would be looking shorts. That's when I'll start to really look at shorts to get short in this market. But until I see that area broken and held, if we can hold this area, then I would definitely be kind of looking at longs and staying long. Look like we're trying to come to test this area, but I'm done. It's 3:30, so I'm I'm personally, I'm done for the day. So no matter if it did, it would have to be something that it did yesterday, for me to kind of be interested. All right. So yeah, kind of a nice rangy day, considering, what yesterday was. Um, Today had a little bit more range, a little bit more movement, going. So that was pretty cool, pretty good to see. Um, right now, which I have been. I'll be honest with you, I've been trading micros just because of all of the action that's been kind of happening in the movement. But if we stay kind of in this space of what we're doing now, I'm gonna go back to minis, starting next week. But until then, micros it is. Um, and it just helps with my risk reward and leverage because a lot of the trades are big movers. I'm literally able to kind of stay in the same space that I'm used to, making as far as, money goes. So it's not like I'm hurting there, but it also gives me the opportunity, if I make a mistake, to continue to trade as well too. But today was one of those home run days for me, 4 for 4. Um, I was pretty much done, and yeah, that's it. All right. Um, like always, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. If you have any questions, leave us a comment, and we'll get back to you. If there's any videos or any topics that you want us to, make a video about and talk about, definitely drop a comment, and we'll be good to go. Now, trading under Trump, is it doable? I just kind of talked about it. What I've done is I've gone to micros and not trade minis, um, in the futures market, just because of the volatility and how much it had been moving prior to today. Is extremely hard to make, um, stops, because I was looking at some trades, man, and some trades I would have to have 20-point stops. 20 points is a great winner. So to have a 20-point stop, I mean, yeah, I'm looking for 40 points, but still, that's just a lot if I was to lose. So I had to switch to um, micros. So I felt comfortable. Now it's like, oh, okay, I got a 20-point stop. It's not me just being taking one trade and I lose. I'm done for the day. Um, so that's kind of what I had to do. It's just all about pivoting your plan and adjusting to the times and adjusting to the market and paying attention. Um, and you'll be able to continue to trade, uh, you know, because just like they say, I mean, yeah, there's opportunity for big winners, but there's opportunity for big losers. So you have to be aware of that and just stay safe, trade responsibly, and you'll kill it. All right, man. Until next time, you guys take it easy, clock them ticks, build that account, pass them evaluations,